Hello, my fellow readers. It's Dark Symphony 777 with another fan fiction reading. As always, link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on the story, and finally, some of my opinion. My opinion is not indicative in the world, so please respect that. So, the story I'm doing a reading of today is Scooby Dinkley by Melody Sapphire. It is a Scooby-Doo fan fiction, and I was looking for a bunch of fan fictions to read and review up to till I reach 500. I saw this story. I took a look at the notes. Just like, this is ridiculous. I must read it. And thus, here we are. The story begins with Mr. Incorporated inside their trusty Mystery Machine, ready for another adventure. I can't believe the Vanita Belmont declared me the face of Find Your Inner Beauty, states an elated Daphne. Like, I can't, Daph. You're as pretty as a picture, compliments Shaggy. Fred chimes in. Don't feel so modest. We know you bowl over the others and win. Yeah, you. I'm going to be butchering the Scooby accent. I can't do Scooby. I have no idea how the guy who voices Scooby is able to do Scooby. Kudos to him. Scooby-Doo gives Daphne a thumbs up after saying this. Velma replies with, my feelings on beauty contests aside, I'm happy you get to meet your idol. I know. Pretty soon I'll be modeling for all the glamorous magazines. Appear on TV. Do ads. Daphne trials off as she smiles. Just promise you won't forget us little people. Shaggy lets out a light chuckle following the statement. Didn't Vanita used to be a model? Asked Fred. Daphne nods. She retired a few years back. While sad she left the field, she appeared to be more than looks with her cosmetics. Has the Daphne Blake seal of approval. And that's a rare honor. You always go for organic, added Velma. Oh, God, we won't rave to all of any mysteries. I kind of had to. I have to do the Scooby accent because it's like you can't talk about you can't do something like this without trying to sound like Scooby. I just know I'm butchering it. You know what? Tell me what you think. Am I doing a good job as Scooby as the story goes on? Like, if I get better, if I get worse, if I suck, I won't mind. A pin in Scooby-Doo. I'm with your old buddy, old pal. This time we can just relax, watch a scar be born. Shaggy leans his feet over the seating, but falls down. Careful, Shaggy. There's not a lot of weight in that cushion, warns Velma. Sure. Now you tell me, replies an irritated Shaggy. Suddenly, Fred stops the van. Well, we're here, gang. Welcome to Find Your Inner Beauty, Fred announces. Mr. Incorporated proceeds to step out of the vehicle. They see a two-story building emblazoned with a sign that reads Find Your Inner Beauty on it. Daphne is in awe of the logo. It looks so beautiful in pictures. Seeing it in person is something else entirely. The gang open the door and are surprised to see it pitch black on the inside. Only the eyes are visible. I was expecting more light, states the surprised Daphne. Maybe they're closed today? Will they be out for lunch, offers Velma. Shaggy's stomach rumbles. Don't say that word, Vel. Scooby and I haven't eaten in 2 hours. Agrees Scooby-Doo. Velma laughs. I swear, sometimes I wonder if you two have 4 stomachs. You may be right, Velma. I'll try and find a light switch, says Fred. Soon after, a light is turned on, restoring sight to everyone. Thank you, Freddy, says an appreciated Daphne. Wasn't me. Mr. Incorporated then see a white woman had turned on the switch. In her mid-40s, she has straight, long black hair that reaches her back. This woman wears a green pantsuit with matching high heels. Additionally, she had ruby teardrop earrings and red lipstick on. Oh my God! Vanita Belmont, shouts Daphne. The one and only. Replies the composed Vanita. You must be Daphne Blake. Yes, ma'am. I won the Miss Find Your Inner Beauty contest. Vanita smirks at Daphne's excitement. So I heard. Zara, I had picked you. I was a big fan of yours, following your modeling career for years. Now makeup mogul. Daphne says with glee. Makeup mogul. I like that. Very catchy. Compliments Vanita. Daphne is excited by Vanita's compliment. Daphne, dear, would you mind telling me who these people are? Vanita asks. Fred looks embarrassed. Oh, where are manners? I'm Fred. This is and this trusted dog is Scooby-Doo. That's our always hungry Shaggy, and the intelligent Velma's over here. You must be Leo, replied Vanita. Fred gasped. How'd you know? Leo's a naturalitas. I should know. So am I, claims Vanita. So, I didn't want to be pushy or anything, but where's my photographer? The cameras? Makeup artist? Asked Daphne. Oh, no. I must have forgotten to call you, realizes Vanita. Nearly all of my employers have left the factory, save for my janitor. You see, this frightening woman has been haunting it for a few weeks, and predicted people's deaths in the future. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo's teeth are chattering. What does she look like? Asked Fred. Velma's curious herself. Was she carbon-based or transparent? Daphne wonders as well. It will fly or earthbound? My. You are an inquisitive bunch, opines Vanita. Well, there's a reason for that. We're mystery detectives, explains Velma. Vanita is surprised. Oh, this is fantastic. As worthy as I had to pay a private detective. You know how stingy they are about money. But, now that you're here, you can help my beauty company back on its feet. I'm not sure if we can promise that, says unsure Fred. Of course we can. Of course we can. Daphne offers enthusiastically. Shaggy is shown praying, mouthing, like no, like no, like no, like no. Scooby-Doo meanwhile says, I have to admit, so far, it feels like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. It feels like what was Scooby-Doo, where are you? The original 1980s cartoon. That's what it feels like. Velma looks at the two's antics and rolls her eyes. What we can promise is our very best. We won't leave down, Miss Belmont. Music to my ears. Though, I must warn you about my former business partner, Aisha Sams, states Vanita. Why is that? Asked Daphne. Well, we recently severed our partnership of 2 decades. She recently founded her own company and has been rivaling my sales. You might just want to keep an eye on her. Cautioned Vanita. Noted. We'll make sure to interview her later, promises Velma. Vanita smiles. Wonderful. I must repay you in all some way. How about some makeup samples? Nah, not my style, states Fred. Shaggy shakes his head no. Like, no thanks. Wasn't for me when I was a kid. Now, don't be so close-minded. The beauty industry is opening up more for men every day. Besides, you two could use some help in the fashion department, replies Vanita. Like, what do you mean? Asks Shaggy. Well, for starters, your friend over there could lose the ascot. Pete's Vanita. Hey! This ascot's a part of me. No ascot, no Fred. Miss Belmont, Shaggy, and I are fine as it is. Very well then. I will be in my office, so don't be a stranger, states Vanita as she leaves the room. Well, gang, says Fred, about to continue spinning. Don't say it. I'm with Shaggy. Don't say it. You've been saying this for about 2 decades. Over, 40 years now? Don't say it, Fred. 40 years, man. Well, almost 40 years. I think Scooby-Doo... No, actually, it is. It would be 40 years. Scooby-Doo came out like early 1984, I think. It was either 84 or 86. I don't remember. Hold on. I'm actually curious. Before I continue, I'm actually gonna look up when Scooby-Doo came out. Wow, I was way off. Thought it was the 80s. No, the first Scooby-Doo came out September 13th, 1969. Holy fucking shit! I thought it was 1980. No, wait, now I remember. 1980s is when all those Scooby-Doo clones came out. Wasn't it? I know, like, because of how popular Scooby-Doo was, they had, like, a period where they made, like, constant clones of Scooby-Doo, Hanna-Barbera, and they never caught up, except for, I think Jabberjaw was, like, the only one that was even remotely had some good things, but I think the rest of them didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Scooby-Doo and then Jabberjaw, which was like their first clone, and that was like the only good. the only good clone because that one was kind of at least funny. And then the rest of them were just more and more dumb and ridiculous, like Captain Caveman and all that. And the one with the talking car. That one was stupid. But damn, I thought I was I was way off. The fact that Scooby-Doo still looks good. The original Scooby-Doo's cartoon still looks good all these years later. Is really good. So let me get back to this. Don't say it's best, Aggie. It's been over 50 years, man. Don't say it. No, wait. Yeah, 50 years. 29, 89, 99. Yeah. Been 53 years, man. Read. Rock, Scooby-Doo. Looks like we got another mystery on our hands, finishes Fred. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo melt to the ground and turn to puddles for comedic effect. Yeah, this story is just basically trying to channel as much as Scooby-Doo Where Are You as possible. Like I knew this felt familiar. I love the original Scooby-Doo. What was it? You know what? Another comment. Leave your comment in the comment section below on your favorite and least favorite Scooby-Doo movies of all times. My personal favorite is Zombie Island because it's the icon. My least favorite is actually Return to Zombie Island because it's how disrespectful it is. I also like Ghoul School because I like the Grimwood Girls. They're really fun. I do have a Grimwood story centered around the Grimwood Girls actually lined up to do sometime in the future. But yeah, that's just. I spent way too much time on this weird tangent with Scooby-Doo. Alright. Let me guess. We're going to split up in our typical team, surmises Velma. Actually, I want to mix things up a little bit, explains Fred. I'll go with Shaggy and Daphne to try and find this mystery woman. You two can investigate the darkness. The darkness? The darkness. And they go inside the darkness and they see a busty blonde-haired woman who wants to be hit. There you go, you found your darkness. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Sounds easy enough, replies Velma with a beaming smile. Scooby-Doo and Velma are then shown investigating the darker areas of the factory, where light is barely present. Velma is using her magnifying glass. I don't see anything eye-catching yet. Alright, let's go and welcome to eat, says a flippant Scooby-Doo. Sorry, Scooby, you're not getting off that easily. Scooby-Doo skulks. Sometimes I wonder if you were a scaredy cat in a past life, because you are one now, Velma said sardonically. Scooby-Doo proceeds to blow a raspberry at Velma. Come on, take this seriously. Can't play games. One's career's at stake. Scooby proceeds to mock Velma by imitating her mannerism while she speaks. Hey! I saw that. Look, if you don't want to help, then just let me do it myself. Probably lose my glasses again for like the 100th time. Insists Velma. Rhyme, Scooby-Doo grumbles. He tries looking around, but accidentally trips over something in the dark. Rope! Another one of your games? Velma asks sarcastically. She receives no response and becomes worried. Scooby? Are you okay? Velma carefully steps around trying to find her canine companion, but she too trips in the darkness. Electricity is shown in the two, but nothing else occurs. The two are heard slowly getting up a few minutes later, with only their silhouettes seen. Chinkies! I got the most painful migraine, exclaims Velma. Rick! You're like something you remember over my head, says Scooby-Doo. You said it, Scooby. Help you up. Velma helps Scooby-Doo out from the darkness. Two slowly walk out to reveal Scooby-Doo's body wearing Velma's glasses and Velma's having Scooby-Doo's eyes. Hey, it's just me. Then I shrink by 2 feet. As Velma, her voice coming out of Scooby's body. There you are. Here. I'm pretty sure a Great Dane weighs more is freaking heavy. I know a Great Dane is a really big dog, and they're really heavy. So I'm pretty sure Scooby's talking about 2 very gigantic assets on Velma's chest. Heavy. His voice coming out of Velma's body. Wait a minute. Velma takes off her glasses and uses her newfound paws to clean them. With the glasses now back on, Velma's eyes grow wide upon seeing her own body. Scooby? Huh? Asks Scooby-Doo in return. Scooby-Doo proceeds to scream in horror. Oh dear, this is not good. Remarks Velma. Velma, are you right? This quieter Scooby-Doo as he constantly trips running in Velma's Mary Jane shoes. You're telling me this is going to take some getting used to. Velma tries to keep steady on four legs, but they give out when she falls chest first. Scooby-Doo tries walking slower, but once again fails. Roach! I like the neat touch of them actually walking out of the darkness just fine, and then once they realize that they're in each other's bodies, that's when they start goofing up. Granted, they probably didn't know, so you can easily just do like muscle memory and stuff like that. So there's that. Okay, Velma, remember, it's all about balance and coordination. Then the rest will follow. Velma manages to stand upright on her new dog legs. Balance? Check. Now, coordination. He tries to run and eventually succeeds, until Velma crashes into the side of a factory. She becomes dazed, with several magnifying glasses circling above her head. Velma? Whoa, I gotta tell her about the others. Scooby-Doo manages to run away with Velma in his arms, showing that he has gotten the hang of walking in Velma's body. Fred, Daphne, and Shaggy are shown investigating the better lit area of the factory. Can't find any sign of her here, Daphne says. Great! So let's, grab some pink lemonade at the mall shop and call it a day. Nice. Pink lemonade. Shaggy offers. We'll have plenty of time for that later, Shag. Right now, we need to find clues. Sets a firm Fred. Just then, Scooby-Doo is running towards the game while unconscious Velma is held tightly by him. Velma? What's wrong? Shaggy looks at Scooby's original body in despair. Oh no! Is Scooby okay? Charades, responds Scooby-Doo. Ooh, I love charades, says an ecstatic Daphne. Go ahead, encourages Fred. Shaggy points at his eye. Eye, shouts Shaggy. Scooby nods to indicate Shaggy is correct. He then points at his former body. Scooby, says Daphne. Scooby. Fred managed to figure it out. Wait, you're Scooby? Yes, we reached by Roddy's, Scooby replied. Like, wow! I thought that only happened in movies. You know what? Normally, I would say, they're it should have taken a bit longer for them to find out, but then again, this is Scooby-Doo. They dealt with, weirder shit than this. Have you seen that one Kiss movie? Where the band Kiss are, dimension-traveling gods? And they save the world? That movie's an ass trip, I swear. So was hitting the shrooms when they made that. Thinking of the most insane movie. Kiss as space traveling superheroes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to this. Velma slowly begins to wake up, massaging her temples upon standing. Ow, my head. Some nightmare. Scooby and I swapped our minds. Crazy, right? Glad that's over. No? Shaggy says in hesitation. Velma's confused. Huh? Let me find something. Says Daphne. Daphne grabs a compact from her purse, positioning it in front of Velma's face as a mirror. Velma's reflection shows Scooby's face, with her glasses intact. This can't be happening. We're gonna die by now with the separation of our brain stems. Don't get me started on the size difference, says Velma in denial. I don't know, Velma. Stranger things has happened to us before. Superhero kiss, man! States replies Daphne. How'd you guys get swapped in the first place? Asks Fred. You were just weaponed, answers Scooby-Doo. He was right. It was in the dark, so we couldn't see what it was that switched us. All I know it was electrical, continues Velma. Guess you could say Velma changed. I guess you could say. I guess you could say Velma changed him on, man. Shaggy proceeds to laugh at his lame pun. Velma simply glares at him with annoyance. Well, we'll have to keep going with the mystery. Can't let this distract us, insists Fred. I was afraid you were going to say that, said Velma. Don't worry, Vel. We'll find a way to switch you and Scooby back, assures Daphne. I sure hope so, replies Velma. That is the goddess! Shouts an unidentified woman. Zoinks! Shouts Shaggy. Who is that? I don't know, but she must have a big ego to call herself a goddess. Beyond diva behavior, replied Velma. A gray woman resembling a statue appeared out of the darkness. She was wearing a white sleeveless dress, with her hair tied up in a bun. You look like 1,000 years old, said Shaggy. Because I am mortal, is I, Hebe, the Greek goddess of eternal youth, the daughter of Zeus and wife of Hercules. Heracles. Don't you mean like Hercules? Suggests Shaggy. You mortals sure are entertaining. He lets out a short laugh. No! She stops in response, skipping Shaggy. That's not possible, Velma begins to explain. Even if Greek gods were real, they wouldn't have corporeal forms. You're talking dog wearing glasses, fired back Heb. Got you there, Vel, replies Vel. From what I can see, you teenagers lack any problems to speak of, trying to serve a goddess, rather than doing something worthwhile in your lives. Gods like me envy the youth you waste without realizing it. Also, I like the touch of keeping it true by like using the original name of Hercules is Heracles. Like in Greek mythology, he's called Heracles, but when they romanized, I believe when they romanized it, it turned into Hercules. So it's like both names are technically correct. It's just up to your own personal preference which one you prefer. I prefer Hercules. It kind of rolls more off the tongue, but someone says Heracles. Not really a big complaint because he's still using the right name. Okay. Back to the story. I'll have you know, we've been solving mysteries for a while now, and that wasn't time wasted, replies Daphne. Oh, isn't that cute? Hib rhetorically asks. As the goddess of Greek eternal youth, it's only fair that I warn you of this. If you do not leave this place soon, you will all meet an untimely end, doomed to be forgotten. Bring on! Heb disappears, with her cackling heard in the distance. Scooby-Doo jumps into Shaggy's arms, both in fear of the goddess. I think we should solve Skedaddle, says Shaggy. Right, agrees Scooby-Doo. Bubbles, said Shaggy. Rank and run for it, continues Scooby. Since when were you two a thesaurus? Asked Daphne. Oh man, hello the dinosaur. Only what a goodie, that joke, exclaimed Shaggy. Raggy. Scooby-Doo says it's just I like this story. He proceeds to snicker at Shaggy's mistake. I wouldn't worry too much about Habe. Something's fishy about her, opines Velma. Yeah, but we need to make sure of it. Let's keep looking, declares Fred. Once again, Mystery Incorporated split into teams. Only this time, Scooby-Doo is seen with Daphne and Fred on the ground floor. Daphne finds gray residue on the floor. She rubs it a bit with her fingers. Next, Fred and Scooby-Doo are searching for clues. I think I brought my fingerprint brush, states Fred. Where we go? Quick, replies a hopeful Scooby-Doo. Now, normally, I don't have to say this to Velma, but considering the circumstances, I have to. Keep your magnifying glass handy, instructed Fred. Okay, replies Scooby, pulling it out of Velma's skirt pocket. Skirt pocket? Do skirts have pockets? Huh. Didn't know that. Yeah. Scooby-Doo uses a magnifying glass, at first playing around with it by moving back and forth towards one of his eyes, giving the illusion that the eye is enlarged. However, he managed to find a genuine clue. Makeup on the floor. Red! Wook! Shouts Scooby. Well done, Scoob. Let's see if I can get any fingerprints. Fred uses the brush, and while he succeeds at removing the residue off the floor, the makeup appears to be in the atmosphere, causing Fred and Scooby-Doo to cough. One of my best ideas, admits Fred. As he continues coughing, Daphne overhears a commotion. What are you guys doing? Asked Daphne. We were going to look for fingerprints, answered Scooby-Doo. But the makeup got in the air, says Fred, followed by a cough. Daphne sighs and rolls her eyes. Boys. Come up. On the second floor, Shaggy and Velma look for some clues. Velma! On board! Shouts out Skaggy. Well, let's think of something to pass the time. Want to talk about quadratic equations? Smooth, Velma. Smooth. Velma. Sorry. Mouth isn't my strong suit. Answer Shaggy. Velma ponders. How about the theory relatively? Like, nope! I gotta say, feeling so hungry I can eat 2 horses. Says Shaggy. Well, we're just gonna have to wait until later. I'm not hungry anyway, claims Velma. Shaggy tries to break the ice. You know, Velma, people would kill to be in your shoes. Pause. How so? Replies an inquisitive Velma. Well, you can scratch yourself anywhere you like. You don't have any responsibilities. You can just chill out. And the best part is, you could be naked without someone throwing a hissy fit. Answer Shaggy. Velma raises an eyebrow. You thought about this an awful lot, haven't you? Don't judge, man. I appreciate you trying to cheer me up, Shaggy. It's not gonna work. Answered Velma. Like, maybe we can wear disguises to make you feel better. Offer Shaggy. No thanks. Not really my kind of thing, replies Velma. Or we can play around and chase each other, says Shaggy. Shaggy, those are things you and Scooby do, replies Velma. Shaggy chuckles a bit before repeating what Velma said. Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo? Velma sighs. The point is, just because I'm inhabiting Scooby's body doesn't mean I'm him. If you want to hang out with Scooby, go ask him instead. If you need me, I'll be keeping an eye on any evidence. Velma walks away from Shaggy. Fine then, Miss Fancy Pants, replies Shaggy, though Velma had already left the scene. Having regrouped, Mr. Incorporated meet up with Vanita in her office. She's sitting down with the gang are standing up. Darlings, how's the investigation been? Asks Vanita. Haven't found too much incriminating evidence yet, replies Fred. It's like we're running around in circles, exclaims Daphne. Exactly. We need to start asking around so we can get to the bottom of this, states Velma. In that case, take this. I believe it'll be useful while you do research. Vanita proceeds to hand Fred a piece of paper, which he then places inside his pocket. The gang are now outside, but still near Find Your Inner Beauty. Nice to finally get some fresh air, states Fred. Guys, look! Daphne points at a man about to enter the Find Your Inner Beauty. The man, who is white in his early 60s, proceeds to look at Daphne with suspicion. He wears a dark brown hat, covering the bald spot over his head. Having patterned baldness, the man retains dark gray hair in the back of his sides. Matching his hat, the man's jumpsuit is also dark brown. Wearing black loafers to complete his attire, Mr. Incorporated proceeded to approach the man, who is shown cleaning a mop with water. Daphne tries to get the man's attention. Sure? What do you want? He asks back. Hey, that looks like the mop I used earlier, notices Daphne. Oh, so it was you ruined all that cosmetic gunk. Thanks a lot, lady. It's gonna take all day to clean, replies the frustrated man. Daphne is embarrassed. Sorry. We're Mystery Incorporated. We wanted to ask you a few questions, explained Velma. Name's Thompson. Mr. Thompson. Not telling you my first name. It's on your business. Well, you're in luck. We want to know about Vanita Belmont, answers Fred. Mr. Thompson proceeds to go on a rant. Oh, you want to know about my boss? That's another story. They're too busy caring about the products of our employees. That's the real reason everyone left. I would too if everyone was hiring one right now. Make $5 an hour. Know what that adds up to? $40 a day, says Velma. Thank you, Wonder Dog. I never figured it out myself, replies a sarcastic Mr. Thomas. Like, look, we just want some clues. Please, Shaggy. Clues? I'll give you one. Don't waste your time. Let this company crumble. I'll really teach Vanita the cheapskate. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to clean the mess the redhead made. Mr. Thompson shoots the gang away. Remarks Scooby-Doo. Like, you could say that again? He was a Shirley guy? Shaggy responds. More importantly, he really hits Vanita and is getting below minimum wage. It's enough to make him a suspect, posits Velma. Definitely keep an eye on him, states Fred. Hey, Freddy, asks Daphne. Yeah, Dalf? Replies Fred. What was that paper Miss Belmont gave you? It says, let's see. Fred takes out his pocket and unfolds paper. It says, Aisha Samuels of Samuels Beauty Sensations. Announces Scooby-Doo. The gang all cramped inside the mystery machine. Scooby-Doo is sitting next to Daphne in one of the seats. Oh, well, do myself, says a proud Scooby-Doo. Pretty fun sitting in the front, huh? Asks Daphne. Just make sure you don't stick your head out the window, cautious Fred. Velma is in the back of the van with Shaggy. You know, Shaggy, I think I'll take you up on late lunch. Famished. Like, I knew you'd come around, Belle. Today's special. Chocolate covered. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Chocolate covered. You know what? It's Shaggy. It's Shaggy. They eat weird things. They eat worse. Just think about the fact they eat worse. I think I lost my appetite, replies Velma, covering her mouth. Hey, come on. Don't knock it. Till you try. Insists Shaggy. All the same, I don't want to deal with heartburn for the rest of the day, states Velma. Ah, but since onions are good for your blood, that means they counteracts the heartburn. That's actually surprisingly true. Sigh Shaggy. Oh, alright. Give it a try. Velma gives in. Velma plops the chocolate onion in her mouth, and her facial expression shows she immediately regrets it. Velma chews it and swallows, with the sound of a brick heard when it goes down the hatch. Not bad, huh? Asked Shaggy. It was certainly interesting, answered Velma. In a cutaway, the gang are now inside Samuel's Beauty Sensations. Fred knocks on Aisha's office door. Seconds later, a black woman in her mid-40s steps out the door. She has long black hair, braided in locks, with a patch of dark gray visible on the right side of her upper forehead. Aisha has a business casual style, with a yellow business shirt complemented by a blue skirt complete with black leggings underneath. Additionally, she has purple eyeshadow on and sun and moon earrings as jewelry. Aisha is surprised. Oh, I wasn't expecting any visitors. Hello, Miss Samuels, greets Fred. No need to be so formal. Aisha will do just fine. My mistake. Can we come in? Aisha gestures towards her office, allowing the gang to walk in. I apologize for the seating capacity. I'm only used to having one person in here at a time, explains Aisha. Don't worry about it. We did come here unannounced, after all, assures Daphne. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo eye the candy machine on Aisha's desk. Where you have some candy? Scooby-Doo politely asks. Help yourself. I don't get many takers anyway, replies Aisha. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo input quarters, allowing candy to fall out. They hastily eat a ton of it and realize what they ate were gumballs, causing it to stick to their teeth. Aisha can't help but chuckle. Hope you two are prepared to have that stuck to your bodies for 7 years. That's actually a myth. They actually discovered. That's a myth, but because the fact the story is supposed to take place in like the 60s, 70s, this myth would still be around. Velma corrects Aisha. Actually, even though gum is not digestible in the traditional sense, it doesn't stay in the body that long. Wow. You don't meet smart dogs every day, replies Aisha. Scooby-Doo and Velma silently yell, Hey! Followed by the two looking at each other. What can I say? I'm a cat person and a straight shooter. Aisha changed the subject. Now, what did you kids come here for? We wanted to know more about your time at Finding Inner Beauty, explains Velma. Oh, you mean sales profit or the ideas I added to the table? More specifically, we want to know about your relationship with Miss Belmont, replies Fred. Ah, Benita sent me here. No. Been having trouble lately with her business, claims Aisha. I was her business manager for many years, both when she modeled and when she when she launched her startup. Would you consider yourself close to her? Asked Daphne. Sure. Me and I go way back. Met at college and even lived in the same dorm. We called ourselves the Shah. She studied chemistry. I was all about art. We just talk about every day, even now. Then, why did you two end your business partnership? Inquired Shaggy. Well, we had a difference in opinion regarding a product. I thought it was going to be a winner. She didn't. It became an ugly fight, and she fired me. Aisha pauses for a moment as a teardrop leaves her eye. Daphne consoles her. We're sorry to hear that, Aisha. Aisha retains her composure. Thank you. Admit, it hurt a lot when she did that. Consider the fact we've known each other for over 20 years. I also know as a businesswoman you need to make hard decisions. Every cloud has a silver lining. Sure enough, I realized it allowed me to start new with my own business. Happy to say my concealer has been selling like hotcakes. Hotcakes, says the hungry Shaggy. We're up, asked Scooby. And pickles. Are they always like this? Asked Aisha. This is them on a good day, answered Fred. So you wouldn't do anything to hurt Miss Belmont, right? Asked Velma. What? Of course not. In fact, I sent her a postcard while I was on vacation in Jamaica. Came back from a few days ago. My wife and I brought our son-in-law along. It's wonderful. Aw, I like girls too. Velma says happily while wagging her tail. Aisha nods in approval. Got it, didn't you? You're very... Oh, wait, she's gay? Wait, what's the thing? Oh, yeah, this is... Oh, yeah, okay, so this is... Okay, so this makes sense. Because I think, the whole Velma liking girls, too, is, a reference to, the most recent Scooby-Doo movie, where Velma falls in love with an artist. People are complaining about it. I didn't see the movie, so I don't know how good it is. I just know that that's what most people remember about that movie. Despite the fact, more than likely, it's probably going to get forgotten. And Velma's probably going to fall in love with guys in the next movie. The movies always barely make sense as it is. The only thing that's consistent is their personalities and Velma and Daphne kind of loving each other. So having Velma be being in love with a girl as possibly as a one-off, I don't see no problem with that. It just depends on if they're going to continue the theme or not, and I don't know. Scooby-Doo is always doing different things, so it's just how it is. Where was I? Yeah, here it is. I'm not a dog. It's complicated, responds Velma. Rog? Where? Asked Scooby-Doo. I think I said my piece. Now, I don't want to rush you guys out, but I have an important business meeting in 20 minutes. Pleasure meeting you all. Aisha opens the office door as Mr. Incorporated walk out. As for you girls, enjoy the makeup samples, free of charge. Aisha closes the doors afterwards. Is Fruitstick edible? Asked Scooby-Doo. Daphne motions for Scooby to give her the other makeup sample, which he does. It relieves Velma's sighs. The gang are now back to the Mystery Machine. She was a very nice lady, opines Daphne. Shoot us out pretty quick, though, points out Fred. Definitely. With the business being only a mile away, that could give her enough time to change clothes and arrive at the factory, added Velma. But, she has an alibi, remember? She was on vacation most of this time, believes Shaggy. Still, she doesn't explain if the vacation happened directly after being fired by Miss Belmont, which makes me wonder if she's lying, replies Velma. We gotta cover ground everywhere so we can get the complete picture, says Fred. Mr. Incorporated returned to find your inner beauty. He reappears a few minutes later. It seems not one of you took my warning seriously. Foolishness of youth at full display. With Zeus as my witness, you shall never escape. The front door of Find Your Inner Beauty closes seconds after. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo scream as Habe approaches the gang more closely. She walks towards Daphne, who is frightened and has her eyes closed. Daphne. A lovely name. Daphne relaxes after Hebe's compliment. Oh, thank you. In our language, it means laurel. Very favorable as we use them for our gods. The victors of the sky, explains Heb. Velma is shown paying attention to Habe while the latter says this. Oh my god, I have a name with history, seems to beaming Daphne. Unfortunately, you have not lived up to that meaning, so your youth must be taken away, and thus you too will be history. Daphne, no! Yells out Fred. Oh, I can't look! Shaggy covers his eyes after saying this. Hibbs attacks the kidnapped Cappy, but seconds later, Daphne is shown using self-defense, specifically karate. She manages to reverse Heb's attempt and gives Heb a sweep kick for her troubles. Ralphie, cheers Scooby-Doo. Way to go! Velma shouts. Oh, got this, you wretched girl! Hez retreats in the darkness upon getting up. Later, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are shown exploring the makeup assembly line. This is some crazy stuff, Scoob. Hard to believe that all that makeup is right here, states Shaggy, who is sitting right above the line. It's a wonder. Scooby-Doo leans his elbow on a switch, unintentionally activating it. Whoops! Scooby manages to say, Scoob! Shaggy is then shown going through rollers, straightening out his physique a la cookie dough with a rolling pin. He ends up in a vat of white residue. Raggy! Scooby-Doo goes after him, only to go through the same process. After falling in the vat, the two are covered in white product, with their bodies returned to their typical shapes. Look, Raggy! Woman! Shaggy laughs, like, good one, Scoob! Too bad it's summer. Daphne and Fred are seen talking to each other. Cheapers, that Hebe gives me the heebie-jeebies, declares Daphne. Fred chuckles at Daphne's pun. Really did good at showing her who's boss. Thanks. I knew my karate training would pay off. Approaching the assembly line, Daphne and Fred notice Scooby and Shaggy in the vat. Fred, look! It's Shaggy and Scooby, alerts Daphne. Are you guys okay? Asks Fred. Sure, we got too little curious. Shaggy chuckles after his sentence. Fred takes a sample of the white residue in the vat. I'm no expert when it comes to makeup, but I know for a fact this is powder. Can I feel it? Asks Daphne. Fred gives Daphne a sample. It feels like the same stuff that Heb has on her skin. I have a plan. Let's find Velma and give it a try, states Fred. Reunited with Velma, all 5 members of Mr. Incorporated are seen preparing a trap using the vat of powder. So here's what we're going to do. I've already set the trap, explains Fred. Got it. Daphne and Scooby will hold the vat in place, continues Fred. Groovy. Velma's operating the switch, making it too slow or too fast when Hibby's here. And you will be the bait, finishes Fred. Like, get real! I'm not outrunning a goddess. She'll turn me to stone. That's Medusa, corrects Velma. Shaggy, come on. You won the track and field state championship last year. You're easily the best runner out of all of us, proclaims Daphne. Oh, all right, but promise you won't ask me for favors ever again, replies Shaggy. Shaggy proceeds to step on the assembly line. Walking slowly, the plan seems to work as Hebby returns from the darkness and gets close to him. Velma, now! Orders Fred. Velma turns the switch on fast, allowing Shaggy to run quickly enough while Hebby remains a foot away from him. Unfortunately, Hebby manages to catch up and grab Shaggy by his shirt. Like help! Cowers Shaggy. Hold on, Shaggy. I got this. That's probably what play in the cartoon. Answers Velma. Velma turns off the machine off, sending Hebby flying while Shaggy remains on the line. Well, that didn't work, points out Fred. Shaggy is especially. Gee, you think? I was going to be toast there for a sec. Hebby, who has once again disappeared, can be heard cackling in the distance. Haven't you mortals figured it out yet? You cannot outwit a goddess! The gang are now regrouped with Vanita in her office, giving her updates on the investigation. Has any progress been made since last time? Asked Vanita. Well, we got a lot of clues now, Fred answers. But we still haven't found enough to complete the puzzle, Velma adds. Vanita sighs. Maybe it's best if I just cut my losses and file for bankruptcy. No way, you've been a successful model. That failure is not an option. We're gonna save your factory, Miss Belmont, insists Daphne. Oh, Daphne, it's nice to know you believe me. Sometimes. Feels like no one else does, says Vanita. Daphne smiles at her idol. Later, the king continue looking for clues. Velma lets out a sigh. What's wrong, Vel? Asks Daphne. I don't know. Just been a tough day and all. Velma responds. Like, because of the body swap? Asks Shaggy. No, Shaggy, because I haven't had my daily dose of kibble yet. Velma replies sarcastically. Take it easy, Velma. And Fred, how am I supposed to take it easy when I'm in the wrong body? Asks Velma. You gotta look at the bright side of things. You're still a great detective no matter what. And you kept your cool during the investigation. We'll switch you and Scooby back before you know it, offers a comforting Daphne. Thanks, Daph. Velma lightly smiles. Vel? Asked Daphne. Yes. Can I scratch behind your ear? Daphne proceeds to burst into laughter with Fred covering his mouth. Velma, however, is not amused. Not funny. Replies Velma. Oh, lighten up. It was just a joke. Defends Daphne. Would a Scooby sack make you feel better? Ask a flippant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was just so perfect. I'm sorry. Just a joke. Would you like a Scooby snack? Perfect. Okay. Velma's had enough. I've had enough to hear with all these dog jokes. Yes, I'm aware I'm currently residing in some pooch's body. Don't relax, insists Daphne. That's easy for you to say. You're still you. I don't need to be constantly reminded of my situation, but you're not. Oh yeah, you were because Shaggy was like trying to feed Velma and do stuff with Scooby. I guess that makes sense. Shout out to Velma. Shaggy tries to get Velma's attention. Like, Velma? I don't want to be a dog. I just want to be me. Velma finishes her rant. Velma! Yells at Fred. What? Asks of angry Velma. Scooby-Doo clears his throat, causing Velma to look at him. Scooby-Doo asks with a frown. Scooby, I didn't mean for you to hear that. Scooby-Doo walks away with Shaggy, while the latter comforts him. Velma's ears droop as she frowns and looks at the ground. You okay, Velma? Sure, Daphne. Okay? I just hurt the feelings of the sweetest dog ever. Wish I never said that. Hey, it's Daphne's not his fault. We had no clue it's getting to you that bad. Fred answers. Sorry about the whole ear thing, says a sincere Daphne. It wasn't even just you guys. Everyone pointed out constantly that I so happen to have a dog's body right now. That's what got to me, explains Velma. We'll be more considerate. We promise, Fred says seriously. After thinking, Velma gets an idea. You know what? Maybe I will have some Scooby snacks, actually. Fred is surprised. Velma, I was just kidding when I said that. Stop with the dog jokes. No. I really want to give him a try. You know what they say. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, explains Velma. I think you mean Greeks. No, the phrase is when in... Do as... Yeah, no, when it... Yeah, it's the phrase is when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I think you mean... Yeah. Whoa. Okay. He gives Velma 2 Scooby snacks. Velma sniffs them. They smell good. She then places 1 Scooby snack in her mouth, chewing it. And taste even better. I wonder if Scooby loves these. Fred, have you done? Now we're gonna have to buy $4 a week, said a tongue-in-cheek Daphne. Velma lets out a chuckle at Daphne's joke while she eats her second Scooby snack. Meanwhile, Shaggy is shown consoling Scooby-Doo on the second floor of the factory. Come on, Scoob. Vel didn't mean to hurt you. Comforts Shaggy. We did. We thought I was some boots. Scooby-Doo says this here. I know, buddy. Shaggy pats Scooby on the back and support. But you gotta understand. It's been hard for her. All these moments of blurting out thoughts we shouldn't say. Right, what? Asked Scooby. Well, that time we fought over the last slice of liverwurst pumpkin pizza. Like, I said some pretty rough things about you, but I didn't mean to. Woo! Where? So, do you get it now? Inquires Shaggy. Where? Scooby-Doo chuckles. That wasn't exactly like what I meant. Scooby and Shaggy's conversation is interrupted by a sound they hear in the distance. What was that? Scooby asked. You two aren't very bright, aren't you? Asked Heb mockingly. Run! Oh wait, not again! Scooby, run! Where's Shaggy? Scooby grabs Shaggy by the shirt. Wait, Rocky! Like, I'm getting a sense of deja vu here. Now it's off the tail of this game, Scoob! Shouts a stern Shaggy. Right, yeah. Scooby-Doo whispers in Shaggy's ears, and the latter eventually nods. Within a few seconds, Scooby and Shaggy are inexplicably dressed as makeup artists. Hibbs come closer to them. Zoinks! You look like you haven't had a makeup in over 1,000 years. I don't need one, mortal! I am the goddess of eternal youth, after all. Hibbs asserts. Up. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo put him in a makeup chair that spontaneously appears out of nowhere. You, seem like a winner, applauded Shaggy. Ready, Romer. Why not both? Shaggy asked. The two proceeds to use Heb as a canvas, with Scooby holding a powder puff and Shaggy an airbrush. They put on a large amount of makeup using blush, eyeliner, lipstick, and eyeshadow. Have you ever considered permanent makeup? Inquired Shaggy. Scooby-Doo put the finishing touches on Heb's face. Scooby says happily. Scooby and Shaggy step away from Heb to reveal her new look. Heb's new face looks like a clown. Of course, a clown. With exaggerated thick eyeliner, excessive blush giving her red rosy cheeks, and orange lipstick. Heb's new face now white instead of gray. Heb is furious. You two simpletons ruined my beautiful face! For that you shall pay! Ruh-roh, responds Scooby-Doo. Run! For real! This time! Shouts Shaggy. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy make a run for it. Meanwhile, on the second floor, Velma walks around slowly. Such a big mouth. Gotta be so mean to Scooby. His body, no less. Velma mopes as she continues walking. Velma then gets curious. No. I always wonder if this collar could open. She plays around with it and succeeds in opening the collar. Velma then proceeds to see a piece of paper popped out of Scooby-Doo's collar. Velma is curious. What's this? She grabs a note and proceeds to read it. Dear Uncle Scooby, be happy to know I got straight A's. Everyone can't believe how good I am at sports. Been much fun making new friends, but not the same without you. You're the bravest, nicest, most awesomest uncle ever, and I can't wait to visit you again. Signed, Scrappy-Doo. Velma lets out a smile as she finishes reading. She makes sure to fold the paper and put it back in the collar. Next, she passes by a mirror. Noticing it through her peripheral vision, she walks backward and looks at her reflection. Maybe this isn't as bad as I thought. My glasses do look cute on Scooby's face. Velma lets out a light chuckle. Inspired, Velma makes a series of faces. First, she pulls out the sad puppy dog look. Next, she makes a silly face by having her tongue stick out and putting her thumbs in her ears, with Velma moving her fingers in jazz hands. Finally, Velma begins to headbang while making the sign of the horns gesture with Scooby's paws. She lets out a bigger laugh when finished posing. I don't know if being Scooby's body has changed my brainwaves, or it's a matter of perspective, Velma theorizes. Yeah, who cares? It's fun being Scooby. After she stops playing around, Velma begins sniffing and picks up a scent. Hydrous magnesium silicate. It's gotta be Hibby. Velma walks forward, following Heb's scent. However, she ends up tripping and losing her glasses. My glasses! I can't see a thing without them. Velma desperately tries searching for them while on the ground. Eventually, a hand gives them to her. Oh, thank you, says an appreciative Velma. With her glasses on, Velma sees it's Heb herself. She then grabs Velma by the tail. Let go of me, demands Velma. I'm afraid not, Fido. You may be just a dog, but your youth is still needed for the gods. Heb laughs after saying this. Velma is furious at Heb's insult. She lets out a burp, which smells overpowering onion breath, causing Heb to let go of Velma's tail. With Heb distracted, Velma uses her oh my god, I have trouble pronouncing this. Principal tail. Prehensile? I think that might be a grammar error. I think because what was the word? I know what the word is. The problem is I'm having a brain fart of what it is. I just wish I knew what the word it was. Causing. All I know is I'm not 100% if it's a grammar error or not. So. Blind here Hebe with a sample of foundation from in a nearby valley. Come back here, you clawless cur and mangy mutt, commands Heb, struggling to remove the foundation. I'm not a mutt or a cur. I'm Velma Dinkley, and I'm some pooch. Velma declares proudly as she runs away. Velma flees from Hebe in the same manner as Scooby-Doo. She turned her head to the audience saying, "Hey, finally getting the hang of this thing." However, Velma doesn't pay attention to where she's going and accidentally crashes into Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. "Velma!" shouts Shaggy. "Oh boy, am I glad to see you," says relieved Velma. "Rory!" replies a cold Scooby-Doo. "I'll give you two some privacy." Shaggy proceeds to move a few inches away, not keeping his promise. Because he doesn't want. He that's fair. Velma scratches the back of her head. "I figured as much. Listen, Scooby, I'm sorry I called you some pooch. I was only thinking about myself and didn't even consider how our body swap affected you. I was selfish and I shouldn't have been. I hope you can forgive me." Scooby-Doo simply turns around, trying to ignore Velma. "That's okay. I deserve that. You know, when I finally got over myself, I realized it's really fun being you," explains Velma. Scooby-Doo is curious, now facing Velma. "I mean, you get to have Scooby snacks, make silly faces in the mirror, and go through serious situations all the time with a smile. I never understood why until now." Scooby-Doo grins. "Rank, Velma. You want to know a secret?" "What?" Scooby-Doo asks. "You're my best friend. Or, at least, I was until I could say. I wouldn't blame you if you won't want to be friends anymore." Velma looks down sadly. Scooby-Doo gives Velma a big hug, showing he has forgiven her. Velma reciprocates. Like, "I hate to be a spoiler sport, but a goddess is approaching us at 4 o'clock." Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and Velma all run away from Hebe. The They reach the ground floor where they trio meet up with Fred and Daphne, who have been searching around. "Rev's coming! Rev's coming!" shouts Scooby-Doo. "Alright, gang, this is our big chance," instructs Fred. "Let's show her we aren't just mortal states of confident Daphne." Just then, Velma overhears a noise with a sensitive dog ears. "Guys, I just heard the lighting of a match." Daphne gasps. "Like, this is a game?" "It's nice knowing you," said a self-defeating Shaggy. He goes into a crying fit. Velma remains brave. "Nope. We're not going to give up without a fight." Heb arrives on the ground floor, acting on instinct. Velma uses Scooby-Doo's dog teeth to bite Heb on the rear, causing Heb to scream in pain. Scooby-Doo then takes advantage of her upper arm strength Velma's body has, trying to stop Peg by picking her up. However, Heb manages to break free and goes into the darkness. Scooby-Doo and Velma follow her, where the electrical currents are seen encasing the duo's body once more. They rush out to escape Heb's wrath. "Good job, Scooby," Velma congratulates him. With Scooby and Velma back in their current bodies, this means Velma's glasses are once again on her own body, while Scooby's eyes are returned to their rightful place. "Ruff, ruff, Frisky!" Scooby-Doo high-fives her. The water sprinkles kick on, thus saving the gang in the factory. Heb goes to near the unknown device, and with the darkness exposed by the water, reveals a body-swapping machine that is now broken. Heb is shown crying, having no fight left in her. Mr. Incorporated then approach Heb. Daphne uses a makeup wipe from Aisha's sample the real Heb is. "Vanita Belmont?" announces Daphne. "How did you figure it out?" Vanita asks. "Well, for starters, I noticed you left behind some gray residue. Feeling in my fingers, it certainly wasn't stone," answers Daphne. Fred chimes in. Daphne and I later corroborated that it was likely powder, which was found in a vat Scooby and Shaggy were playing around in. It was also a case of a classic film confusion between Greek and Roman mythology. At Velma. "What do you mean?" Vanita asked. "You said that Daphne means laurel in Greek." Vanita is in disbelief. "Does it not?" "Of course not, it does. But you also claimed that laurels were revealed by the gods, when actually you were thinking of the Romans. You got Daphne and Laura, which have the same meaning but different contexts, mixed up. And let's not forget the fact that you ran away from the match after lighting it. If you were a real goddess, you wouldn't have been worried about dying. Now, what I don't get is, why you do this?" asked Shaggy. "I was planning on to burn down the factory to get insurance money," admits Vanita. "I've been hemorrhaging ever since I started the business. Wanted out, and I made sure to fire near everyone to accomplish the feat. That's why you brought up Aisha," realized Daphne. "You were hoping to frame her as an arsonist." She was jealous of Aisha and how successful her business was in comparison. This was Vanita's way of absolving herself while also throwing us off track. Velma adds, "Can you blame me? I deserve that success. Me, me, me," shouts Vanita as she feels she were a little girl. "What about the Roddy Croppers?" asked Scooby. I wondered that myself and figured it out. Putting two and together, I realized a connection between internal youth and the swapper. She wanted to use. She wanted to use to be young forever. I hate how smart you are. As a fellow genius, Vanita says, disdain. On with my chemistry degree, I invented after I was forced out of modeling a few years ago. I wanted to ensure I would live forever, no matter what it takes. And she picked Daphne for the express purpose of taking her body. That's why she tried to attack her earlier. Continues Velma. That's why you chose me for the contest at this point in Velma, Daphne asked. Yes, Vanita admits shamelessly. I wanted to make sure I found out the right one when it came to the swapper. Fortunately, that plastic dog and frumpy girl put a wrench in those plans. Hey, don't sing all Scooby like that. He's one of us, insists Velma. Aww, replies Scooby. I can't believe you did this. You're my idol. You just turned out to be this conniving witch, says I hurt Daphne. You fell for it, didn't you? Vanita asked mockingly. Welcome to the business, kiddo. Daphne is shown thinking about something. If I remember right, you promised me compensation for the modeling shoot, and I deserved it how you treated me and my friends. Fine! Vanita shouts with anger. She gives Daphne $100. Here, buy yourself a new hairdo. Vanita continues. You know, would have gotten away with it if you not been for your kids and my water sprinklers. The sad thing of all is you haven't worried so much about your own mortality instead of focus on your brilliant chemistry skills. Things would have been a lot more different, as Lemons fell up. Vanita is then shown being walked away out of the building by police, arrested for attempted insurance fraud and nearly killing everyone. She gives Mystery Incorporated the stink eye before the cops drive away. The mystery now solved, the gang head into the mystery machine and drive away. Sorry about your idol, Daff, says the sympathetic Shaggy. Nah, it's okay. I found out I don't need an idol. I have you guys. That's enough to inspire me, responds Daphne. Are you sad you won't get to be a model, asks Fred. I was at first, but honestly, my home is here, as a mystery detective. Obviously, you won't be buying Vanita's makeup again. Looks like you'll have to find a new brand, Velma says. Fortunately, Aisha has me covered. Good news, it's organic! Daphne proceeds to put on lipstick Scooby gave her earlier. I gotta say, it was fun being Scooby for a while, proclaims Velma. You're kidding, right? That inquires Daphne. Yeah, you were miserable the entire time. No, I mean it. I realized I could have fun while being logical, and I learned something else. Woo! Scooby-Doo. That Scooby-Doo snacks are stellar, Velma exclaims. She proceeds to dig in and grab some. Hey, save some for me, begs Skaggy. Everyone laughs, while Scooby and Velma set her Scooby's gap by splitting in half as the episode ends. Alright, so that is Scooby Dinkley. Okay, so pros. I have to appreciate the fact the author tries to keep the vibe of the classic Scooby-Doo. This is very much modeled after Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And I love Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I think it's a very, very classic show. It still holds up very well for, while being very cheesy, it's kind of cheesy in the right way. I'm not a fan of adding the modern stuff, like Daphne knowing Kung Fu and Velma being lesbian. I get their references to the more modern takes of Scooby-Doo where Daphne does learn karate. I think that's from What's New Scooby-Doo, and the Velma being lesbian is of course a reference to the recent Scooby-Doo movie. I don't think they fit the Scooby-Doo Where Are You sort of thing, which is where, like I said, which is what the story is modeled after. It's not really a big complaint. It's not going to knock off a lot of points because at the end of the day, their references, they don't really impact the story in some way. What does impact the story is the story is rushed. Despite the fact it feels like an episode, it feels like a very, very poor episode. So I have to take off some points off that. Because honestly, this story this story should have been much longer. It, maybe a couple another 1,000 words, 5,000-6,000 words to kind of flesh out and have everything feel as much as you can as an episode as possible. The story is just way too short to kind of maximize on emulating that vibe of the original cartoon. So I can't give it a 5 out of 5. At the end of the day, it does have a lot of references. It still feels like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Just an incomplete version of it. So I have to give it a 3 out of 5. But yeah, that is Scooby Dinkley. I don't really have anything more to say about that. Yeah, I think that's good. So, this has been Dark Symphony 777, and cut.